those small choices, those are the steps to take that will lead you to a life that's more aligned with your heart and your purpose here. I was scared of making a phone call. I was scared of going to the supermarket because I got so overwhelmed. I was so disconnected from myself that I couldn't handle all the energies of walking into a supermarket that I was unconsciously picking up. I was feeling as something is missing. There was something bigger, but I didn't know. But there was this emptiness. Do you recognize that? That there is this emptiness that's lingering. You know, this is your soul. This is something that's calling you, that you know there is a better life for you. And you are worth it. You are worth it to live your best life ever. You are worth it to fulfill all of your dreams. This is what is possible for you, for everyone. I'm here to tell you that you are safe. That it is safe for you to follow your heart's calling. What is your heart telling you for real in this moment? And are you aware of the voices that are present, that are stopping you from following your heart? What are these voices? Can you see them? Can you hear them? You know, they are welcome. And the feelings that are connected with these voices, like maybe there is fear when you think of these voices or when you hear them, or maybe there is worry. And that's okay. That's okay. They will be here and they are part of living this life on human earth. But there is a difference what you can do with it. You have a choice with that. You can choose. Are you gonna follow this fear that was maybe stopping you already for a long time in your life? Or are you gonna acknowledge it, but still make the choice and take the steps that your heart is telling you? And trust that everything will be fine, because this is really how it works. When you allow yourself to stop following all the fear-based thinking that it's programmed onto us, you know, since you were growing up, it's the world we were living in for a long time. And it's fed by media, by everything around you. But it's not who you truly are. Because you know that there is a bigger source. That's why you are here watching my video, receiving this in this moment. You know there is a much bigger source, a much more powerful source that you are part of. Where everything is possible, where all the magic is. And that's right here with you in this moment too. Even that sometimes you don't feel it. Or, you know, you are not open enough or occupied by all the fear that you cannot receive it. But it's inside of you. It's inside of you. In every moment, you can choose. And I know by doing this more and more, following your heart more and more, taking little steps from what your heart is telling you, and then experiencing that, hey, the fear, or maybe even the death's fear that I'm feeling, it's actually quite alright, and maybe even better than I could ever think of, because this is how it works. When you start aligning yourself and taking the steps and the actions that's guiding you towards the path of your heart, in the path of your highest potential, a lot of doors are opening for you. And doors that you cannot, it goes further than your mind can understand. But you have to take the actions. You have to make the choices in every moment of the day. Which road are you taking? And I feel that I need to be here today to share this message. So I know it will reach you, exactly you who needs to hear this in this moment. To know that you are not alone and that you are never alone. That I am here, a lot of people are here in the world now who are going new ways. Who are truly starting to align with their path of their heart. And there are even more and more and more life sources, more beings here for you. Look at this, where I am sitting. The tree. The tree is alive. It's a being. It has a consciousness. So even if you cannot physically see or talk with a human, know that if you are going to a tree with your question or your thoughts or something you want to let go of, the trees are helping us too. Everything in nature is here to support you in this journey in life, to come back and to truly remember who you are again and release all the programming that hold on to you since you were growing up, maybe in many lives. But we are now in a time that we are taking this off. And all the planets, there are so many sources in this moment that are helping us to lay off all the old, the heavy, that's not serving you anymore. So what is it? What is it that your heart is telling you? What is this secret desire, this secret dream, this wish that you have for a long time already, but every time when it comes up, you kind of, push it aside. And we all do that at moments in our lives. It can be big, it can be small life changes even, like small choices to make on a daily basis. It doesn't always have to be like the most big thing, but those small choices, those are the steps to take that will lead you to a life that's more aligned with your heart and your purpose here. Because living your purpose gives you joy. It should give you joy. It should give you fulfillment. It should give you a reason to get up with a smile every day. And do I mean that, there are no days that you don't feel it? Of course. But it's different. It's in a different way, because every time when you go through that, because also what I experience myself is that sometimes those old ways of how my body was feeling, they're still here, and my body has to get used to feeling in a new way, and that takes time, and that's okay. But I'm now aware, and I can bring back my body every time, and I can choose in every moment, hey, where are my thoughts going? How is my body feeling? I'm feeling cramped, but what is actually real in this moment? I'm in this magical place. I'm sitting here in an avocado tree, surrounded with avocado trees, surrounded with so much abundance. And you know how I came here? Because at one point in my life, I started making choices from my heart. And yes, they were scary because it was so different than I ever was used to. And I didn't know what would happen. But I did it. And this is leading me. And I'm following this path. And yes, sometimes I'm like, wow, because it's such a different path. And how we see this projected around us in our lives and how we grow up, like how it should be. But I reached such a deep, like, dark place within myself that I couldn't continue with that anymore. I actually never really could in my life. I couldn't fit into this norm, and always thought there was something wrong with me. Always was searching for how can I change myself to fit in again. But you know what? It's the other way around. That's what I learned by taking the steps towards the path of my heart, by making some huge life decisions, breaking up with my relationship that I felt safe and comfortable in. That was a reflection of the relationship of my parents, who were keeping each other small. But it was what I knew. So of course, a part of me could have stayed there. I had everything. A house, a man, he did everything for me. There was all the food that I wished I could eat. Even that it wasn't really the food that I truly wanted to eat. That's what I discovered now. It was not really the food that was serving me in all the best ways, or my body. And like all the fears that I had, I didn't have to look at them because he was doing this. I was afraid of making a phone call. That's where I come from, really. I was scared of making a phone call. I was scared of going to the supermarket because I got so overwhelmed. I was so disconnected from myself that I couldn't handle all the energies of walking into a supermarket that I was unconsciously picking up. So I got like crashed and overwhelmed and got an anxiety. So I had moments in my life that I had to call my dad if he could please buy food for me, because I was standing in front of the door and I couldn't walk outside. I was changing my clothes 1,000 times because, I thought, oh, it's the physical. Okay, I'm gonna take another shower. Okay, I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna put makeup. I'm gonna change my clothes 10 times. But it wasn't changing the feeling I was feeling from the inside, because something was calling for attention that just wanted to be felt and seen and carried. But it was stopping me for a long time in many things in my life, until I started making decisions from, fuck, I cannot do this anymore. I have to break up. And I'm super scared because, I didn't have a job in that moment. I didn't have a house. I never lived on my own. I went from my family to living with my boyfriend when my parents were divorcing. A lot of dark things were happening. The energy was just so not nice, and it was easy for me to make the decision to, from that I'm just gonna live with him. And it was okay, because in that moment I needed that. But 5 years later in this relationship, I lost myself more and more. So much distraction in food and, moving to different houses. Because I was searching. I was feeling something is missing. There was something bigger. But I didn't know. But there was this emptiness. Do you recognize that? That there is this emptiness that's lingering. This is your soul. This is something that's calling you, that there is a better life for you. And you are worth it. You are worth it to live your best life ever. You are worth it to fulfill all of your dreams. This is what is possible for you, for everyone. And no matter what your dreams are, for everyone it's unique. And it takes this first step. Like for me, that was the first step. We were getting a puppy. And that puppy saved me, because in that moment I realized we chose it. It would come in 3 weeks. And my mom asked me, how was it? Are you getting the puppy? And I just broke because I felt, fuck, I'm putting myself more and more stuck in this, what is actually not feeling aligned with what I truly want. And I didn't even know what I wanted. I didn't know who I was at all. But I felt this is not the way. I'm gonna get more depressed. And for me, depression is really like communication, that there is something to look at within yourself. There is something that's not aligned. So the depression comes up to kind of keep you still, deep rest, go in deep rest, so you can get clarity again. How does this resonate with you? Are you feeling like what is happening now within your body when you hear this, when you receive this? And allow yourself to feel and to really know, to really admit to yourself at least, what is it that you truly want, even if that's completely different than how your life is now. But this is real. You are real. Wow. So yeah, that moment when I walked in my mom's kitchen and she was so excited about the puppy, I broke and I was crying, and that was the first time I spoke out loud. I don't want this puppy. I want to break up. I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And from that moment, of course, I needed to take some steps, that were not easy, because, of course, I was hurting other people. But in the end, I believe that by taking choices for yourself, you help other people, or you give other people the chance too to grow, and to align with their heart's path, because it was not the heart's path for both of us, for him not and for me not. And then what he does afterwards, it's his journey. I cannot influence that. But this opens doors for every person that are involved, for everyone that is involved, to take new steps within your life. When a door closes, other ones open. But you can only do that for yourself, and trust that you give other people the opportunity to do the same by making the choice from your heart. Even that people don't understand in the beginning, or, that's okay. But you are the best when you are living aligned and in your vibration. And that's what the world truly needs. This is how you are the most valuable for the world. You don't need to do anything else. It's just listening to your heart and taking the steps. Because then you are the most aligned, the most happy, the most joyful, the most radiating light into the world. And that's why you came here. And the moment I made this choice to break up, even that I didn't know how to do everything, a job came. I got a job offered in the place that I was already working in the weekends, but suddenly a woman dropped out and there was space for me, and they asked me, can you work more hours? Okay. And then there was this apartment that was actually too expensive to get the government payments to support me. But the rent owner just said, oh yeah, I'm gonna change something in the contract and then it's possible. Like these things, and I didn't have to do anything for that. That's when you know that you are aligned, when everything is kind of like, even that your head is like, but, huh? And then I started for the first time living with myself, and that's a whole nother journey, but whew, you can do it. I mean, if you see where I came from, fuck. Diagnosed with borderline personality disorders, I don't know what the fuck. All of this shit, Being addicted to using alcohol and drugs and eating and smoking and having relationships, guys, like giving my body away, feeling loved, hurting myself in all the ways possible because I hated myself. I hated myself. That's where I come from. You know, that's where I come from. And look at this. Now I'm sitting here in Ecuador at this magical land, Finca Abundancia. It's literally called like that. And just met new soul family, and you know, and this avocado tree on this land that has so much abundance. Because I took these first steps many years ago when I was 21. Now I'm 37. And yes, it's a journey, it's work, but it's so worth it. You know, you have to look at everything, you have to go through it, but you are supported. And now more than ever, in this moment, all the planets are aligned for you to follow your heart. Truly, truly. Wow. So thank you so much for being here. Really, thank you so much. I love you and I'm so proud of you. I'm sending you all that you wish for. And know that I'm here if you wish support. Feel welcome to connect with me. This email address. And we will have a call to meet each other, and by already connecting in this vibration, you activate. Like by already watching this video, you know, this does so much within your body because of this vibration. Trust that. Trust that. You will know what to do. You already know, but you will have the energy and the courage to take the steps.